Pink is pinking.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How was your night?
Well, thankfully, I didn't have any Willie. I didn't have any Kodjo, so it was a very beautiful
We will
night.
not allow you to get to us today. Willie Association.
And people are telling me Willie contains what? Something for collagens and wine.
We don't care. Me,
Hey.
I told you, I don't care whether it contains what. Willie must be added to certain meals.
Fine girl like you, then Willie.
And fahom.
No, until could do a Haja Mami Willie.
Yeah, and I'm even specific.
Open the soft one. They are really. Mercy.
Very necessary.
Mercy on you.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, whatever your poison is to this morning, make sure that you are making sure that you are having a lot of fun as well, because we are easing into the weekend. And welcome once again to the show. You know, very importantly, that on Fridays, we tone it down for you. We reduce the political actors and the partisan positions, and we speak to journalists who also share their perspectives on the matter. And once you see this desk, you know that we have 4 that would be on the show today, and so make sure you are not missing any part of it. We also have some very exciting interviews for you from now all the way till 10 a.m. when we say adios to you. I am GHOne, Kodjo Mensah, and I'm here with...
My name is Awisi, Dede, Jange.
Yeah. All right, so on that Willie note, we'll take our quotes for the day.
Oh, God, this is Willie issue. Our quote for today says, never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Yeah. Never give up on your dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it, because the time will pass anyway. And I think anyone who decides to further his or her education, no matter your age, I think you should just do it.
Just do it.
Even if you're 50 and you don't have a master's degree.
And you want to get it.
Because at the end of the day, you still grow old, so just do it. And
absolutely.
I think people should be more daring, and lately I've been conscious about it, to be more daring.
Really?
Very daring.
But this morning I asked you to be daring, you've decided not to be daring.
What specifically did you ask me to be daring about?
Well, I don't have to tell everybody, but I told you to be daring this morning on the show.
Don't worry, we'll talk about it when we're going to break. So let's take a look at the video of the day.
And we are setting the tone for you to have a wonderful blast during the weekend. But it's time to bring you caught today. Mutala Kwenote Inusa is here. It's a Friday, and I know your anthem for Friday, Mokowo Mokoma.
Right, man.
Did you understand that?
No.
Oh, well,
What does that mean?
Awisi says that she doesn't understand.
A typical Awisi Dede will tell you.
No, but I'm not gam.
No, but of course, I mean.
I don't agree to that. I don't believe that. Yeah.
You don't agree to what?
I don't
the fact that you don't believe it.
Speak to gam.
I know. Oh. I understand the little impolite words. But this Wele issue. This Wele issue.
Debate that you guys have started.
So you Wele.
He does.
But why are you answering? Why are you answering?
Be proud of it.
Why
he does.
Why are you?
He does.
But you are trying to intimidate the young man.
No, it's not even, she's not even intimidating me. Ask me first of all, do I even take Wachi?
To even take
That's the first question.
No, but you don't have to. It's not just Wele with Wachi. There is Banko and Okro. There is Jollof.
You talk about
Jollof with Wele. Why you? See, I'm done. I'm going home.
The conversation has entered into a different realm.
What kind of life is this? Calm down.
And yesterday they were talking about Gobe with Wele.
We were supposed to try.
So the first time when I saw somebody eating fufu with egg, and I was like, hey, things have changed.
Anyway, you know what? Let's go to court. Mutala, let's go to court. Else this matter we will not finish.
So before I start court today I'm going to do something very unique. I'm not telling you anything in our jurisdiction here, in Ghana here, no. But let me ask the two of you this question before I start. So by the time you end this show, what food should we serve you? I will take that from you this morning. If you want to, by the time you end the show, what food are you craving for that you want to be served?
Will you give me, or you are just teasing me?
I'm asking you. When you answer, I'll tell you what.
Fufu with palm nut soup with a bit of goat meat, some salmon, some tuna in there, and some apofe.
What's
apofe? You know, when you are speaking, you don't know what I was just looking at. I was just looking at your lips. The lips that you were using to mention. I would say this says that she doesn't know apofe. Okay. What would you?
Oh, that. Yeah. It's called apofe. Okay.
Yes,
ask me.
It's the same question to you, actually.
Apapansa with crab.
Traditional.
And if you are in a good mood, add Willy.
Okay. I didn't ask because I want to serve you, but I asked because I'm discussing. I don't know whether to say a very before a very sad tragedy. At the same time, it is something that's horrific, if you want to put it. I want to use all the adjectives that are. Director, you show me the video and let me run you through. So let me take you to Alabama.
Oh, yeah, where everything is big.
And you see the child we are showing in the picture. The director paused here for me.
5-year-old.
Yeah, this is a young girl who at the time that's about 2021, was 5 years. And, okay, so you wrote the visuals. And the woman you show, we saw a short while ago, that's the mother.
Yeah.
Christy Sipple, that's the name. Drew, wrote the visual, let's go. Happened to be dating another young man, and both of them are into drugs. So when you are in drug, you sniff some when you meet, and you know what drug addicts do. So that is the young girl, Kamari Holland, and this is Jeremy Williams, the man, the boyfriend of the mother. And guess what happened? At some point in time, when they were dating, they would do all their drug stuff. After that, then they do their, of course, their bedroom stuff. Then it got to a point, Jeremy Williams was of the view that I've had enough of you, but let me try your daughter, the 5-year-old girl, which the mother agreed to. And what this young girl will be doing is to provide oral sex to the man you see on your screen, Jeremy Williams. For a fee, $2,500 was the sum that the mother charged and handed over the small girl to this man, who was subsequently arrested. The husband or the father of that baby girl, they were not living together. And so the father decided to keep the girl under the care of the mother. So that is how it happened. And the two of them have been doing their own relationship stuff and decided to bring that young girl in. Now, what happened? That young girl was killed after sexually harassed, or in one of the charges that was leveled against Jeremy Williams was the fact that he's raped the girl. And in Ghana here, our context here, a child who is not 16 years is defilement. But with the US system, it is rape. And then, after raping the small girl, killed her in addition, obviously under the influence of drug. That did not end there. He sexually molested the lifeless body, and then people begin to look out for the girl. They couldn't find the girl, so they started looking out for the girl. The mother knew what she has done, but she pretended nothing has happened. She also joined in the search. Then, within the community, people know that, no, Jeremy Williams is one guy that is like Atayi in our community. When something is happening and you cannot find what it has to do with crime or dealing with little girls, he is the first suspect that you mention. And they know where he does some of these actions. So people were mentioning, can we search here? Can we look at this? Can we look at that? And obviously, one of the places where they suggested or they had in mind that it could be where they can find a child, they went there and then found that child lying dead. Investigation started. Then that same day, they arrested Jeremy Williams. And then investigations upon investigation led to the fact that it was the mother who had a hand in it and was also picked up. Now, what is interesting? When the matter was taken to court, the mother, which is Christine Seppo, was sentenced, was convicted and sentenced to 20 years for her role in this whole act. But Jeremy Williams, that's the mother on the screen. Jeremy Williams said, look, I'll provide no evidence. I'll provide no defense. I am guilty of the offense. And asked the lawyers that, look, don't even mind, don't even bother to offer a defense for me. And once he made that no, it was always going to be a jury trial. The jury returned a guilty verdict following his own admission. And when you have been convicted and you are subject matter of death, in USA, once you murder somebody, you also go in, you also die. They will sentence you to death. In Ghana here in 2023, Act 1001 have amended that in the Act 29 to say that instead of death, will now go in life imprisonment. Now, he also indicated to the lawyers that the usual appeal that you would have appealed against this particular sentence, don't do it, don't go on appeal. I have accepted whatever I have done, the offense that I have committed, and I am ready to face the consequences with it. So when he was given the opportunity to speak before he was sentenced to death, he said he has nothing to say. That ended there. So yesterday, and this was convicted in 2024. Yesterday was August 13, 2026. And guess what? In Ghana here, when you are sentenced to death, you go into the that cell called condemned cells. The president who is supposed to execute your death execution has not done that. Since 1992, we've never seen that happen. And therefore, our part of the world, when you are sentenced to death, I know some people who have been sentenced to death, they are still in the condemned cells. And quite recently, it's no more death sentence for murder. It's now life imprisonment. So yesterday was the day that Jeremy Williams was executed. He was executed in USA, Alabama, to death. Yeah. And guess what? When he was asked, the reason I asked you what food you should be served, immediately you sign off on the GH Today show, and you have mentioned which food you want to be served. Jeremy Williams, when they asked him, what food should we give you before your execution, says that he wants to eat cheesy pizza.
You mean cheese pizza?
Yeah, cheese pizza.
Yeah, anyways.
That is the food that he wants to eat. But what were his final words before yesterday at 6:16 p.m. he was executed? And this is what he said. I want to thank God for forgiving me for my sins so I can meet him in peace. Good night. Yesterday, he was put to death by lethal ejection. And lethal ejection, when they talk about something that is lethal, a gun is lethal weapon. Once it was shot, you die. So yesterday at 6:16 p.m., Jeremy Williams, who was found guilty for murder, offered no defense. Yesterday accepted his fate and was executed with death at Holman Correctional Facility in Alabama. So that is what we have for you by respect of, or by way of court today, this morning. Today is Friday, will not bore you so much.
Absolutely.
But the point is that this is a very sad story. A small girl, 5 years. Now, today, he would have been 10 years. In fact, she was born in November 25. So in November 25 this year, she would have been 10 years. But the mother's rule and then drug assistance led to this fine girl losing her life. And the mother, 20 years. And then Jeremy Williams has now been executed to death. So, sad one.
Yeah.
Very, very. Well, so, on that sad note, we'll just wrap up court today.
Yeah.
We'll take a breather. And then when we return, my guests will be seated. We'll get into the conversations shortly. Well, it's a full house this morning. I've been joined by 4 of my senior colleagues, and we're going to be touching base with quite a number of topical issues that have made the rounds this week. To my immediate left, I have Ibrahim Al-Hassan, who is head of current affairs at the EIBNetwork. Next to him is Austin Wood, who is a media practitioner, and Awudu Mahama, who is the managing editor of the Custodian newspaper. And last but not least, the man Elvis Darko, who is also managing news editor for the News Center, managing editor, right, for the News Center newspaper. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Quite a week it has been. It started with a lot of activity, and then yesterday, unfortunately. But Ibrahim, how's it been for you?
Well, it's been a bloody week, right, so to speak. Just before yesterday, there was this accident that was reported in the Ashanti region. Yeah. 3 people died, and I saw firemen trying to rescue people through the window of the vehicle. Right. And then yesterday, in the morning on this show, we got to know that there was this gory accident at Ofanko.
Yeah.
The initial reports were a bit contradictory. And, of course, we were all taken aback as to how come such an accident will happen at that particular place. Yeah. And we're now learning that 13 people died. 13 people died. 10 initially, it moved to 11, later in the evening 12, and then the Road Safety Authority then reported that 13 people had died. And if care is not taken, that number might even go up, given the multiple vehicles involved. So yes, that's what I mean by it's been a very bloody week. I think we'll talk about it.
I saw videos yesterday that I could barely watch because of the gory nature of those visuals as well. Austin, you've been busy. I joined your space with Sami Jemfi, talking about gold board issues as well. But how's it been for you?
Like Ibrahim just said, I think that I've been down since yesterday morning after the accident because I asked myself, Ghanaians or citizens wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. That should not even be something that should be acceptable because they want to beat traffic, they would want to go to do menial work and jobs that are underemployment, not paid well. And if by 5 a.m. you're hearing that we've lost lives, it hits me because I ask myself, it could have been me in that particular moment.
That's the stretch I use.
Anybody who is close to me, and I was a bit down. I know because of the mood we are in and how things are panning out, we would have to wait till authorities bring out all data and information. But officially, they have said currently this morning we have 13 people who've lost their lives, and I think a 15-year-old has lost 2 legs. The problem I have is we don't value lives in Ghana, and I have a big problem with how we deal with these things, because how can we have 13 people losing their lives in such a manner? And I am not saying that anytime there's an accident, those in leadership positions should speak about it. But if you have an accident of that magnitude, losing such lives, even if it's not central government, right, you should have the Greater Accra Regional Minister. You should have MMDCs in that area covering there. Organize a press conference, even on ground, to keep updating us and briefing us. But then you would not get that. You'd hear somebody saying it's 50, which is clearly disinformation. And that also happened when that tanker and STC happened 2 weeks ago. How come a driver who's out of shock, somebody missing, puts a camera in front of him after such an accident, then he says that everybody in the STC is dead. Then later it pans out not to be true. So if we had these leaders on field and giving up, that is what happens in advanced democracies, giving on-field briefing, I think that it will curb the disinformation. Again, one thing I also realize in all these accidents is first responders. I know that because of the challenge we have with our ambulance system and our first responders system in Ghana, sometimes we will struggle for them properly trained to be at these places at the required time. But we will have to start educating Ghanaians everybody in the schools, on television, on radio, NCCE, that when these things happen, and either you are in a car, you are a first respondent, these are the measures you'd have to put in place, take. Because, Joshua, I am quite convinced that sometimes what these first responders who are not properly trained do, sometimes even put the lives of those in the accident in danger.
That's very true.
Why are we not doing that? So I will not belabor the point, but when everything is said and done, we need to put measures in place. I know it sounds cliche, but if we continue this way, we will continue to be here every time talking about this, and leadership need to take responsibility in addressing some of these things.
I agree. I agree in total. And I would do.
Charlie. See, it appears we are having a lot of deadly days, black days in the country, and it is sad. You watch the video, see that the dormant machines or steel machines we had to use to cut the cars to bring out people, so dead bodies. So sad, and as Austin said, it could be anybody lying on that road. If you were coming from that place, you could just jump in there, or you were parking and a car would just come and hit you like that and you are gone. The Sprinter bus, people thought it was speeding, but it has turned out that it was an accident that it parked. It rather parked, the driver and the mate went out of the bus and they were watching. And this tipper truck ramped and then everybody, and they were all dead in the car, seated in the vehicle. And it is a way, I don't know. You see a lot of MTTD, is it MTTD people on the road. Sometimes what they check is not really what is important. When you are driving, especially in the night, they flash their torchlights on your face. They stop you, nothing. They flash. And sometimes, also, Master, how are you?
Friday.
You there? But the real things that they should check, they don't check. You see people driving with these DV number plates, and I don't know whether the law is changed. I understand night up to some time you are not supposed to use them. I don't know. Maybe Elvis will help me. But people use those vehicles in the night, late in the night, and they are not supposed to load a certain number of, carry a certain number of people. All those are not looked at. And it's sad. Our roads are becoming, look, and if you look at that stretch, the accident happened at dawn, right?
Yeah.
I've always said, and all of us have agreed, that our roads in the night are virtually death traps.
Yeah.
The lighting system is so terrible. When you are driving in the night, Master, if your car light is not good, you may run into a parked vehicle, and you'll be gone, because the roads are dark. The cities, everywhere, the roads are dark, especially in Greater Accra. I don't know. So it's a terrible thing. If the roads were, like the street lights were working, the car running, probably tell the car running that there's some accident ahead has happened. But you see some of these tipper trucks, even their lighting system, their headlights are not even good. So they ramp into it. So we need to look at the way our lighting, our street lights system in the city. We should look at that. And again, Austin was talking about briefing. He's perfectly right. We have MTTD. And then the area, the municipal assembly, where to say, they should always collaborate with the MTTD. In other countries, you see them giving briefings, periodic briefings. About, they will tell you what caused the accident, the number of people dead,
and it helps to control the information.
Control the information. They let people speculate, and that's not good enough. I think we should learn from best practices, and ensure that if we learn from best practices and also keep our cities clear, like daylight, I think that will help reduce the carnage that we are experiencing.
Absolutely.
If you travel in our major roads, that one is dark already, and you can drive all the way to the city. The city is also dark. And look, when I drive, the last time I drove from, from airport area, all the way I came, in fact, through virtually everywhere, dark. Everywhere. You can't have a country like this. And people drive in the night, and some of these motorbikes, you see motor riders riding, and you see the lighting system, their motorbikes are not working. And some of them, some cause the accident. They'll come and bang, they will dodge, and you, in an attempt to even dodge a motor that is causing the problem, you hit a vehicle. All these, we should look at these things holistically and ensure that, look, and our road, sometimes some of us will like it small, but drivers, we should also be careful on the roads. I know some friends will be laughing at me. As I said, we should be careful on the road. I've always said that you can be in a certain road, you can be driving, you say you are cautious. If the road is supposed to be, and let's not forget, if you are driving on a major road, I always get irritated. You know, inner lanes are for speed. But I see somebody in the inner lane blocking everybody. And if you want to take off, you have to go to the right-hand side before you take off. And that too is causing accidents. And these are the things that MTTD and other road safety authorities should be educating the public. That look, if you are in a major road, the inner lane is for, if you know you will not speed, don't take the inner lane. And that thing is causing accidents. And then we should look at all these holistically to ensure that look, our roads are becoming deadly. It's not good enough.
Elvis, the carnage on our roads, and a case study is what happened yesterday. Very unfortunate. And I was telling Ivy, I mean, this is the stretch I use every morning when coming to work. And I come to work around that time. So I was telling my wife, it could have been me. It could have been me. Just anyways.
Well, I have always said that this is the pandemic that we have all ignored. Road traffic accidents in Ghana is a total pandemic. But we don't care. Because everyone are dying, nobody cares about them. This one, we are all talking because it's closer to Accra. When 17 kids died on the Kumasi road, did we have this kind of public attention to the issue? We just discussed it mutedly and it's gone. Kids, 17, died in one accident. The state never issued any statement. Nobody said anything. Media just took it one off and the rest there. If you are like me, who follows road traffic issues, you understand that we are sitting on a time bomb, but unfortunately nobody seems to be interested. January to April, just 4 months this year, over 1,000 people already are dead from road traffic crashes. For the past 10 years, we've lost not less than 2,000 people each year, those who are dead to road traffic accidents for the past 10 years, each year. In fact, road accidents since we came to the Fourth Republic has killed more people than even a whole constituency. Since in the Fourth Republic, road accidents has killed over 50,000 people. Those who are maimed are like over 500,000 people, injury and maimed, over 500,000. Sometimes when they say the number of Ghanaians who suffer disability is this, people are shocked. And I said, why are you shocked? So, but are we giving birth to so many children for me? I said, no. They are strong like you and I. Through accidents, they become persons with disability. So if you really look at the accident statistics of Ghana, you will not be surprised why the number of persons with disability keep rising in the country. We don't seem to care. We don't seem to care about the lives of the people who are dying. Because I don't see a country sitting down and you are killing, road traffic crashes are killing not less than 2,000 people a year. And it's not a major topic for the government. It's not a major topic for anybody. Road safety, the whole of last year, they didn't even have their budget released. So the whole of last year, they really even didn't do any work much at Road Safety Authority. The whole of the year, their budget was not released. As I follow, so I know what happens. Yeah. So even the education and things they are supposed to do, they couldn't do much last year because their budget was not released. So if you have a budget for an institution like Road Safety Authority, you will not release it. And they cannot do things that will make sure that we have this kind of education or things, enforcement and the rest. Yeah. How do you expect accidents to go down? So in this country, unfortunately, we count dead bodies like their numbers. But what people don't know is that somebody's father is the one that is dying.
Yeah.
Somebody's only son or daughter is the one that is dead. So I've seen posters where a whole family, husband, wife, and children, all died because of road traffic accidents. So a whole family has perished because of road traffic accident. I've seen several posters around. You see mother, child, and children and father on one poster for a funeral. You ask, so they died in the road in accident. Okay?
Yeah.
It is somebody's uncle, brother, wife, sister, cousin. We forget that these are lives. We just count the numbers and then we move on. And so long as we continue to count numbers and move on, we are not going to see the kind of impact this situation is having on. And as I've always said, when we lose loved ones, we cry because we can't see them anymore.
Yeah.
But in road traffic, what really affects me most is the person who is not dead, but has become a person of disability.
Yeah.
The person who was strong, working to feed himself or herself, now has to rely on people to be able to feed. Your life becomes miserable overnight because of road traffic accident. People's 2 legs have been amputated. People have lost 1 leg. People have lost their eyes. People have lost both arms. Yet they are alive. How do you take care of yourself? And people always look at it as numbers because we think that it is them. And as you rightly said, you are feeling the impact because you use that road every day.
Yeah.
So now you are scared and said, what if it was me? That is the situation. Most of the time, when the accident happens, like we just say, oh, some accident has happened, 20 people are dead, because it's not so close to home. But I tell you, if your father or mother is the breadwinner and now cannot provide for the house because of road accident, that is where you know the impact road accident is having on you. So I've asked, many people have died and left behind children. Couples have died and left behind children. Who is taking care of the children? What's the role of the state in that? Because look, most of these accidents, it's a failure of state institutions to do their job well. That is leading to the death of people. Our highways are all dark wherever you drive. Last Saturday, I drove to Aplau and crossed the Togo border. We started the journey late. From Aplau to Accra. Only few sessions you see that light works. This is supposed to be an ECOWAS highway. Yeah. The entire road is dark. Okay? The road is dark.
Talking of highway.
Potholes are on the road. Communities say that drivers are speeding. So they've created their own
ramps.
Illegal ramps that will actually cause more accidents. Okay? If you are not familiar with the road, you go and hit the ramp and your car is somersaulting. Road authorities are sitting down and seeing this, and they know that this road ramp that has been created by people is a death trap. But the roads and highways and all the citizens responsible will do nothing about it. They will drive because they are in V8. They will drive over it. You who have a saloon car, go and suffer. Nobody cares. So there's a whole lot that is happening on our roads that nobody cares. Look, check our roads and ask yourself, how many roads do you drive on and see proper road markings? Proper road markings on our roads.
The road itself
they
is
are
not
all
proper.
faded. I'm talking about the one that is even a relatively good road.
Yeah.
The road signs are all faded. The road signs are all faded. Look, we are creating a situation for this country that we are not paying attention to. Last 2 weeks, I did an article from a neurosurgeon, a neuroscience nurse specialist from Kolibu. It says, my brother, people are on the list to have brain surgery for a year they can't have. Why? When you are scheduled to have your brain surgery, before you are there, the place is full with Okada accident victims. And Okada accident victims, one of the biggest problems we have is trauma. Their heads hit the ground. So when they come because it's an accident, you who is scheduled for surgery, yours has to be pushed forward.
Right.
And every day the place is full with Okada accidents. So people are on the list to be operated on to save their lives. Some are even dying. Wow. Some are even dying because yours is seen as, oh, you are not an emergency. Accident has come. People are bleeding. So they have to set yourself aside. And every day, the unit is full. Every blessed day, the unit is full with Okada accident victims. And therefore, we are creating a trauma crisis in this country. We are creating a trauma crisis in this country. And nobody is talking about the trauma crisis. When I did the story, the whole nation was mute. But speaking to the expert, the man was so worried that, Elvis, we are creating a crisis in this country. We are not careful.
Yeah.
In the next 5 years, the situation of trauma in this country, we can't handle.
Right.
Because the rate at which Okada victims are rushed to Kolebu on daily basis. So I'm not surprised. Last week I read that their daily accident and emergency cases have risen to from 70 to 100. Kolebu, which emergency has 70 beds, 50 beds. Now they are handling 100 emergency cases daily because of Okada accidents in Accra. So there's a whole lot of issues in the road traffic and safety system that as a country we need to have a major conversation and address. But we are not. Nobody cares about people who are dying.
Joshua.
Yes, before
Elvis issues, understand, Elvis has so special interest in road safety.
Yeah.
He constantly reports on road safety. That is why he's passionate about it.
I understand perfectly. Yes. Ibrahim, let me come to you because you didn't have time on this particular matter.
Well, so let me start from where Elvis left, the Okada.
Yeah.
3 days ago, I got information that Tesuchari, there was this incident that happened claiming the lives of 2 young boys. What happened? They were on a motorbike. They had gone to the hospital to visit somebody. So they had arrived, parked their motorbike, and were just about disembarking. And there was another motor rider, top speed, rammed into them, killing them instantly. 2 boys. So, of course, like I said, head trauma. Yeah. Because by then they were disembarking, so they had taken out their helmet. And both of them are dead. The whole family grieving because of this incident. Right. Again, what he related to about Kolebu, what I've also gathered is this. We all know how Okada riders are treated, or anybody on a motorbike. First of all, as road users, as drivers, we have disregard for them because they are a nuisance. They can knock your driving mirror and you can't catch them.
Yeah. No side mirrors, nothing.
Yes. Sometimes
someone snatched someone's phone from my car.
Oh yeah.
Went forward, parked, looked at us, and then sped off again.
Because there's nothing you can do about it. So,
and it was in front of the Tesano police station.
Can you imagine?
Yes. There's nothing you can do about it.
They snatched my phone at Maprobi police station. I was in shock. I didn't even know what to do.
You can't even take the number plate.
I can't even remember. Because I didn't expect it. The traffic wanted us. I was in the texting somebody. All I saw was a hand flash my face and my phone was gone. And the guy that jumped on the motorbike.
I like the junction, the top there. Yeah. And they also snatched my phone too. Once I was in my car.
And on this accident, do you know that there's a role of Abubuya in this whole?
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Yes. There's a role of Abubuya. So the point I'm making is this. The Okada riders, there's an act that is in force now because the president has assented. And that's how come now you see Uber branded motorbikes.
Yes.
You see Yango branded motorbikes because they have started. So now on the app, you can actually request for Okada. Yeah. A few days ago, the local Okada riders embarked on a protest because it's taking a while for their own to be brought online, right? Once we do that, inherent in the act are safety measures, obeying traffic lights and what have you. We should get it. Once the law has been passed, you cannot just sit down for the locals not to be benefiting from it and others are benefiting from it. So, of course, I'm aware the transport minister is feverishly working around the clock to ensure this happens. But that's with the motorbike. Let's come to the accident yesterday. Like Elvis related to. Initially, we were all thinking that the Sprinter driver was overspeeding. Yeah. And on this platform, we even related to that, like we were overspeeding. And that there was a broken down truck, right, that did not have the necessary warnings. That's how come this incident happened. We're learning that that was not the case. Totally there was an accident involving Abuboya rider who died instantly.
Yes, with Abuboya filled with oranges, eh?
Exactly. And I saw videos of the oranges scattered. Who died instantly. And so there was a police personnel, like a police person, one person there, who was ensuring that there was safety. So one vehicle parked, the Sprinter came, parked as well, the driver and me disembarking to go and assist. And that is where I find the problem. Where they parked. And if you know that terrain very well, you should know that it's not just a hill, but it's equally a curve. Yeah. There's a sharp turn. There is no way the police person there should have allowed those vehicles to park. It doesn't matter the accident that had happened. Because Laboboya rider had died. Right? So whatever happened, and the oranges scattered, yes. But the point is that let them drive to a safer place and go and park. It's better doing that than allowing them to park where they park. But like I said, here after the fact, we can sit here and pontificate. The police person there exercise judgment. It's turned out to be a bad judgment. No problem, it's happened.
Maybe overwhelmed.
But it speaks to our emergency response, like Austin asserted. That, you see, when things happen, one police officer on side.
Because you don't have what to call emergency. You don't have an emergency response unit. Because you have fire service working on its own. Yeah. The ambulance service is working on its own.
There's no coordination.
And as I told you here before, if you call the ambulance and you are calling ambulance, there is not a central point to call and report that we have this emergency.
But there's a coordination. Once you get through to the Ghana ambulance service,
then you call ambulance service separately. And now they'll deploy us as well the availability of
and then they also look at proximity. So if you place a call, just like in the US, if you call 911, as they say, it goes to a centralized location. They find out where you are, and the closest ambulance that's available will be dispatched. Right, closest national fire service that's available will be dispatched. Yesterday, that's what happened. So on Austin talking about the briefing, I saw the Accra mayor there yesterday. I saw him there yesterday. What happened was that in fact, we got information. Hold on. You see, Accra is Accra.
No, Accra is here.
I get you. I'm saying that I saw the Accra mayor there. Accra is Accra. The National Fire Service. In fact, I got to know about the incident first from Ghana National Fire Service because now they've been very, very prompt and proactive when it comes to updating about said development because they are called in to come and rescue. They actually cut the vehicle, the mangled sprinter bus, to extricate the dead bodies. Right. Now, aside that, the police personnel were there, so subsequently a number of them came as well. There was an ambulance on standby. Yesterday we spoke to Antam on this platform, who reported to her there was an ambulance on standby as and when a body is retrieved or a victim is recovered. They are ferried to the hospital through the ambulance service. Yes, I agree with the update, that the update ought to have been prompt. We didn't have to, in fact, initially started with 5, and then went to 10, and like we said, somebody just put out a figure that 50 people were dead. Now, back to what happened exactly. It was dark, and Accra is too dark. See, Accra is way too dark. I'm coming.
70%.
No, don't worry. She mentioned that she had redeemed 70% of the promise.
Hey.
No, she said it. They said. She said.
But is that the reality?
Oh, listen.
And
then she consequently ordered the various assemblies to take this up. Yeah. I remember clearly the story that was done by Obed from that press conference that she organized. That at least 70% of what she ordered had been achieved.
Ordered on what?
That all the street lights that were faulty must be replaced.
Then 70%.
I'm coming. Oh, see, traffic lights are. I live at Ablekuma.
Yeah,
we use the same stretch all the time. Traffic lights are fixed today. The next moment, the traffic lights are no longer working. I'm telling you that it's similar. Sometimes street light can be fixed today. Within a week, it could develop fault. But the point I'm making is that I'm making a point that Accra is too dark. Let me make my point.
And that is one thing we all agree.
Accra is too dark.
Listen. Then I don't understand. The contradiction in there.
I'm relating to you what the woman said.
Yes.
And I'm saying that Accra is too dark.
Yes.
Whose responsibility is it to keep Accra lit? Those people must get to work. Let me make my point and land. I'm saying that Accra is too dark. That darkness must be fixed.
Thank you.
Whoever is responsible for fixing that darkness must get to work. How difficult should this be?
It's not.
Right? And then I'm relating to traffic lights and saying that traffic lights, sometimes they are fixed today, the next moment, they've gone off again.
They are not fixed.
And the Ablekuma stretch specifically is terrible. And it's mad people who are directing traffic. Go to Kwasiman. You see mad people directing traffic.
Odoko.
Yes. I hear you. No problem. You can garnish it for. I'm done.
But Accra needs to be lit. Yeah. And talking about the challenges that we are confronted with. I know this next topic is going to raise a lot of fights in this studio because we're talking about Galamsey and talking about its impact, because we are told by scientists that we have over 60% of our water bodies completely polluted. And as it stands now, even if we end Galamsey today, bang, it still would not heal the waters as we would have expected. Austin, let me start with you on this.
Thank you. I'm tired talking about Ghana. And yeah, because you see, we don't exhibit candor in our public discussions, right? We are split down the middle. So anytime there is a discussion, it's a kind of we against them mentality. Because in this discussion, right, Joshua, I want you and all of us on this set to tell me, how will we know that we have won the fight against illegal mining? How will we know? How will we know? Based on what will we know that we have won the illegal mining fight? Until we have that, right, all what we are doing is partisan politics. So those who said we were doing well just 2 years ago would say we are doing bad now. Those who said that we were doing terrible with the fight would say there's been an improvement. But the Ghanaian out there, I am asking you, how will we know that we cannot win the fight completely, like the drug fight in America? But how will we know as Ghanaians, citizens in Ghana and outside Ghana, that we are winning the fight against Galamsey, as you have said? There is no proper parameters to check.
Find that,
And until we do that, right, everything we say will be anecdotal. And the problem with anecdotal evidence in a fight like this is, we will have Dennis Miracles go and stand by a river and say that, you see, it's polluted. Then we will have Yatiti, that TV presenter, to go and stand 3 days later, say this water is clearing. And people who belong to that sect will all highlight that. People who belong to the Dennis Miracle sect will all highlight that. But the biggest problem I had was when the president of the Republic of Ghana
mentioned Sami Jemfi. He's a politician.
The president of the Republic of Ghana said that he believes we are winning the fight because he was driving by and going to, I think, the Volta or Central region, and a water body which previously the color was coffee had now turned Milo. I knew that he's not serious with the fight. He doesn't know what he's saying. What does that mean? Why is the president of the republic saying that we are winning the fight, and his best parameter or measure is the last time I was passing by this river?
It was coffee.
It was coffee color. The same river, after 6 months, I'm passing by, it's Milo. Do you think that the pollution of water is just about the color? How about the turbidity levels? How about the chemicals that are found in it? That is the problem we face with this fight, because we don't know what we are using to measure. So let me tell you this. Once it finds itself in the partisan, politics is not a bad thing. If you wake up in the morning and decide that I am eating wache over Hausa kuku, that is a decision you've taken. It's politics. But it's the partisanship in everything we do that I don't subscribe to. Because, Joshua, we are citizens. We want to win the fight against illegal mining, known as Galamsey on this set. If I don't know, and somebody comes to tell me that vote for me, these people there are unable to do it, I should be asking him, when you come, what will you do, and how will I be able to properly measure that you are doing well? So you see, currently, we are being told that 60% of river bodies are polluted. We are being told this and that. The opposition, because it had helped the then opposition to oust them from government, will also cite that. and we will go and vote for them. So if the decision I am taking in electing a president is based on the fight against illegal mining, then I'll say that, okay, let me vote for the opposition because they say the current, they are not doing well. When they come, they will do well. But am I asking myself, what will be the measurement of their fight against illegal mining? The things we do about, we've given NIMOS 150 million, right? Where is it going into? Now, data is very important in this discussion. It shouldn't be about anecdotal. Somebody has gone to stand by a river. Somebody has gone to stand somewhere, they're doing illegal mining. If we do that, we will not be able to properly measure it.
Right.
So I'm asking, there is a state institution that is in charge of measuring all that, the Water Resources Commission. And what does the Water Resources Commission do? Because for them, they measure the water quality index. And Joshua, if you check what they say the water quality index is to help in this discussion, they are saying that when it comes to water quality index, it is a scientific tool used to evaluate the overall condition of water bodies by combining multiple water quality parameters into a single, easy to understand score. Then they tell you what they measure. The water quality index considers key indicators as pH level, dissolved oxygen, turbidity, temperature, and contaminants to assess the health of water bodies or resources. Now, I have checked the last report they released in 2025. And looking at it, there has been improvement, but it's a slight improvement because they've been measuring it from 2005 till 2025, the latest report they released in May of 2026. And when you check the minimum, that is, so the lower the score is, that is how bad it is.
Right.
If you check the minimum, the water body that scored the minimum, I think it was 29.45, and that is the Ampasia River and Cobra. So the River and Cobra in the Ampasia area, not the whole River and Cobra. Now, when you check the mean, and before that, in 2024, the water quality index of that same area was 19.78. So there's like a 10 or 9 point something percentage point jump. The mean is 85.0 comparative to the same 85.0. That is all the 41 water bodies they track.
Yeah.
How they are all doing, if you find the average, is 85.0. 2024 was same 85.0. Then the highest is 60.06, but 2024 was 57.4. What does that tell you? We are not doing so well. But there is something very significant I want to tell the people who are in leadership positions in Ghana. When you track the water quality index report released and the 41 water bodies, even though, like I have said, they are moving slowly, doing well, doing bad, and all that, there are 5 water bodies in areas that had quantum jump positively. Let me give that data to you. When you talk about the Elubo area on the tunnel, it had a percentage increase of plus 24.
Okay.
So an improvement of 24 percentage points. The Weja Lake in Accra area, plus 22 percentage points improvement. Chifu Praso on the Pra, 16% percentage increase. Seshi also on the tunnel, 14%. And the Bonsaso on the Bonsa is 11%. But there is something significant. Potrasi on the Upper Densu dropped by 23 percentage points. Terrible. Do you know what is significant with this? The 5 that had that huge quantum jump were 5 rivers or areas that NIMOS operations since I think July 2025 till the end of 2025, this data 20 had major operations on it. And the only one that had that terrible percentage drop is the one NIMOS operations did not record any operations on. What is that telling you? That if we were giving them enough funds, if they were doing it properly, doing it systematically, going by what they want to do, we would see certain improvements. But we would be there and we say, NIMOS has gone to arrest 22 people here. NIMOS has gone to... That is what they are interested in, the optics, to put it out. The Minister of Government Communication, he's not serious about what he's doing. What does he always tell us? NIMOS has gone to capture 25 people, then he will be posting their pictures on. Instead of us telling us that this is the impact of the operations of NIMOS. Community people, I am telling you as government communications, you need to help NIMOS because from what NIMOS is doing, the data is showing that it is bringing improvement in the water quality index. All he does is, NIMOS has going to arrest these people. NIMOS has going to arrest that people. NIMOS has going to arrest these people. Is that his job? They are not serious about what they are doing. It is about the optics and putting it out there to be seen as working. If you continue to be seen as working, at the end of the day, citizens will measure that and will live in the communities. And once we live in the communities and we see these things, we would know that you are not winning the fight. For the forest, I think that because they talked about it, saying that they were able to reclaim 25 forests, that I will not go into it. It's the water one, because we talked about 60% of water bodies. That is what I wanted to do.
Absolutely. Well, Audu, the illegal mining fight and its impact, especially on our water bodies.
You see, I sat in this same studio many years ago and said that unless MPP, NDC come together to say that we will not do politics with Galamsey, we will not succeed in the fight against Galamsey.
I remember that conversation.
Nobody listened and said that, oh, this is not political. Meanwhile, it is political. Look, Galamsey, 60% of which rivers? Tell me one river in this country that is clear. Tell me one. Water bodies that we drink water from. Tell me one that is clear.
Volta.
Which one?
Volta.
There's no Galamsey there.
It's not talking about the Galamsey area.
Galamsey areas where we drink our water from.
He didn't specify.
You know Galamsey is going to Volta.
So you deliberately live by you.
Are you the one sending it there?
People are already there. You asking me well.
You know, quite recently,
Galamsey no reach your hometown.
I was at a decentralization dialogue.
Yes.
And then the regional minister for, I think, Bono, he says he's been infected by the Ashanti regional minister. Galamsey is getting to his area. And he's very, very angry about it.
I know Elvis will come there. Look, Galamsey has gotten... Look, I am saying that this is... Unfortunately, even our institutions that are supposed to measure the quality of water have also been politicized. I am telling you, these figures he's listed, he mentioned...
From the Water Resources Commission?
They were challenged at the press briefing at Jubilee House when there was a presentation. This coalition against Galamsey, media coalition against Galamsey, led by Kenashigbe. They challenged these figures. All these institutions, unfortunately, have been politicized under MPP and the NDC because of the politics of the game. Look, anybody who tells you that we are fighting, we are winning the fight against Galamsey, tell the person he is a bloody liar. Look, Galamsey has worsened in this country. There are areas that Galamsey never got there. Today they are there. Last week, Elvis mentioned some places. Galamsey is now uprooting hospitals. Galamsey is uprooting police stations. Look, BA. You were talking that somebody had said he has been influenced by another region. BA. We mentioned Atronie here last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
They said their community never witnessed Galamsey activities. They had to rely on deities to fight Galamsey because governments have failed. That's how bad the situation is. Look, I have said it again. Whilst one government is in power, trying hard to fight it, another one in opposition is working against it. How are you going to win the fight? And when they come, they exchange. Look, they take over. This one comes. It's like I was there. I should own the illegal mining. Look, now it is they do it openly.
Yeah.
When you leave government, then they shift it to the one that is in government, the new government. Members take over. That is what is happening. The statistics we churn out. Look, let's look at what is on the ground. He was talking about anecdotal. Look, if you go to the ground, and you see it yourself, you don't need any figures, any statistics to tell you that you across the country where Galamsey is happening, any figures to tell you that we are getting worse. You don't need that. Look, this turbidity level and all that. Yeah. People are why if it's a change from how do you call it?
Coffee to Milo.
Coffee to Milo. Why? Are we supposed to drink water Milo? Or Milo water? Water should be colorless. Is that not the qualities of the one we did our basic science chemistry? Mm-hmm. We have polluted our body, but let's don't kid ourselves. This fight, I have said it that, look, MPP, NDC, this thing will continue if they don't depoliticize the fight against Galamsey. Right. Until we depoliticize fight against Galamsey, this thing will get worse. And the next government that will come, it will continue because they will always be taking over. Yeah. And that's what is happening. Mm. So then nobody give you statistics about, look, go to the ground. The same to me. I believe in anecdotal evidence and these figures that these people are churning out. Because they don't tell us the truth. Because they are all influenced by politicians. If you don't do what they want you to do, you are kicked out. So my brother Austin, these figures are good. We need proper data.
But the question is asking is, if not, then what parameters are we setting ourselves to actually judge the fight and the impact of the fight?
I just told you where Galamsey has gotten to. I said, mention one water body in this country where Galamsey is taking place. River Pra, River Open, Bia, all of them polluted. These are the water sources that we drink our water from. Yeah. All are polluted completely. And you are telling me that turbidity level has improved. Improved where?
According to the figures.
Which figures? I'm saying the figures are... Charlie, these figures, if you listen to these figures, look, the danger, the same people who are giving you the figures are saying that if you don't take time, in the near future, we import water. Why would we be importing water when figures are improved, when turbidity level and water bodies are improving? When they tell us that it is improving, and yet in a few days' time, in a few years' time, we'll be importing water. If it is improving, would they talk about importation of water? Right. Don't listen to these figures, Master. The thing is happening on the ground. Me, I'm not going to dwell on figures. I am looking at total evidence. That's more important to me. I'll go to the field. Look,
Sorry, I would like to ask you. So,
yes.
You see, when you check the water and it's clear,
yes,
right, that will not determine that the water is healthy to drink.
I'm not even talking. I'm saying destruction of water body. I'm not even looking at the chemicals. As for the chemicals, the water may be clear.
Yeah, but exactly. So how do we measure that we are winning that fight? Because the water may be clear, but it will be polluted.
First of all, the water is not even clear. First of all, it's not even clear anywhere. There's no any clarity of water anywhere in Ghana. It is a complete lie. Sham. Look, there's no clarity of water anywhere. Look, last time we were coming from Sunyani, and we were in the plane came down. If you see the water bodies and destruction on the land, it is not about what these figures are telling us. Virtually all the communities are destroyed by Galamsey. You tell me they talk about turbidity, my foot. You are talking turbidity levels. When the whole system, look, people are getting sick due to Galamsey. People are drying polluted water and dying. You are telling me the turbidity levels have improved. Okay. People are getting sick by the day. Yeah. Our water, look, the danger of it, look, I've seen a law has been passed on cocoa and all these things. Yes. Look, we are getting to a level that if you control the way the farmlands where our cocoa is being cultivated, grown, look, our cocoa may be banned. If we continue at the rate at which we are going, because if you go to cocoa farms and people are doing Galamsey on cocoa farms, and you are telling me things are improving.
Right.
It's not just about water. We are talking about water bodies, as he mentioned, that forests and all that. But we are also talking of destruction of land. When we eat our food, all our food are polluted. Now, look, I'm even afraid to take some food stuff like mango, plantain, banana, and all those. And sometimes you take it, they'll think that, look, you may get something after taking this food stuff.
Right.
And that is the level we are going. And I reiterate again. Mm-hmm. I reiterate. Tautology. And I'll reiterate that until these two political parties who are warring us on Galamsey, if they don't depoliticize it, nobody should tell me that it is not politics. It is politics. If they don't depoliticize it, look, the fight is going nowhere. Where? It's not going anywhere. Okay. It's getting worse by the day.
Elvis.
Yeah. See, some of them, what we say, people think that we don't like the country. And the truth of the matter is that let no one kill anybody winning any fight against Galamsey. Just sample social media of communities where people say that 2-3 years ago there was no Galamsey. But today, Galamsey has ravaged everything around them. This is not me. It's the people who are in their communities seeing the daily destruction.
Yeah.
3 days ago, the people of Brekum, they went on a demonstration against Galamsey. People of Brekum, they went on demonstration against Galamsey. Look, the thing is out of control. And let's not sit in this country for anybody to deceive us that the thing is making any impact. The ordinary people who are witnessing the thing on a daily basis are doing videos and putting on social media and said, the thing is getting worse. Atronia has, he said, there's this guy, a social media guy in Kumasi, I don't know his name. He's a Rasta guy. He said he comes from there. He's fighting the MP and the DC and everybody and mentioning names of people who are involved in the Galamsey. I am not the one mentioning the names. He is the one mentioning the names. Say it is a community. These are the people in Galamsey. He mentions their names. The video is on social media. Okay? And he has
asked to
apologize.
He has apologized.
He has shown videos.
No proof.
Forget about apology. Yeah. He has shown videos.
No proof. Didn't
the apology is given, but the videos of the distraction to her, is he apologizing for the videos of the distraction?
For the people.
The people, the
names
he mentioned.
The distraction will be there, but the people.
So aside the people, the thing actually is happening.
So the MC,
do you understand?
Issue a disclaimer. He's just issuing.
So the point is that if the ordinary people who live in the community are reporting that the thing is getting out of hand, the thing is expanding like wildfire. Okay, the people who live in the community, and you sitting and trying and say the thing is getting better. It is funny. Did you listen to the Western Regional head of the Forestry Commission last week? He said we should forget about this thing we are talking about. Because when the task force comes to this forest today and they move to the next forest tomorrow, the people come back with new machines. That's the head of Forestry Commission in Western Region. Is that anybody sitting down thinking that the task force is the solution to the problem doesn't understand the problem?
But we're also seeing results, and that's why Austin is mentioning that we need to reinforce our investment in the 9 months task force to be able to deal with the menace.
This is the deceit you have been deceiving yourself. The task force started work under Akufo to Mills.
Under Rollins, actually.
To Mahama, to Akufo-Addo,
yes,
and to Mahama. And we are still talking about task force. Are we normal? Are we using our brains? Task force started working. Started working.
Even yesterday.
They started working in the areas I've told you. And the Akufo time, Galamsey was not worse like this. The task force working, it got worse, right? In the Mills time, it is better than today. The task force working, it got worse. Mahama one, the task force working, it got worse than Mills' time. Akufo-Addo time, the task force working, it got worse than Mahama one. Mahama 2, the task force got worse than Akufo-Addo 2. Akufo-Addo. So, how on earth are you telling me that we are making progress? Just do the common sense analysis. The common sense analysis, that let me start from Kufo. That the Galamsey at that time started small. Kufo said, oh, let's fight it. Yes. And they deployed a task force. The task force was fighting when it was small. The task force keep working under Mills, and it moved from small to it increased, okay? And then from Kufo, the task force continues to work and got to Mills, and the thing got worse. The task force keep working. Mahama 1, it got worse, right? And then Akufo-Addo comes. The task force is still working. The thing gets worse, okay? And then Mahama 2 has come. The task force is still working, and the thing is getting worse. Then you sit there and tell me that I should accept and admit that the task force is achieving results. Please, does this make any common sense analogy for you to tell me that the task force is working?
So we should forget about the task force.
See, this is the problem I have. I said the money we are investing in the task force, that money, we should leave the task force. Because whatever they are doing is coming to nothing. They go and raid, they leave and the people return. So let them do it. Go and use the money that we are giving the task force to do reclamation rather. We are not even focused on the reclamation because whatever the task force is doing, the people are destroying more lands and are destroying more water bodies. So the question is keep investing money in the task force. And I said, nobody knows the forest and Galamsey better than the Forestry Commission. So if you have the director of Forest Commission in a region where Galamsey is, and he's telling you that he's not saying that the task force is useless, but he's saying that relying on the task force is not going to give us the expected results because the task force leave Forest A and they are called that there's sometime in Forest B and they go. By the time they get to Forest B, people are back in Forest A, and at Forest B, once they are there, they are called to come to Forest C. By the time they leave B, people are back to Forest B. So we are doing, somebody wrote a story, they are going round the roundabout. The Galamsey fight is called going round in a circle. And I asked Anita to write a story, say, he saw the goat going round the roundabout. That's what he wrote for me. We are just moving around a circle. So the point is that the people who know the forest and the people who understand how these Galamseys operate and how things are done are telling you that deploying the task force is one thing, but the results we are expecting is impossible because the task force is not permanently stationed there. And that when they come and sack the people, burn machines, and they are called that it's happening in another forest and they go, by the time they leave it to the next on their way, the people are back to where they are.
Then let's invest in the task force and make sure that they are stationed in the forest.
The person, I don't know the forest more than the Forestry Commission.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, the one who lives in the Western region, who is with the people, who is in the forest 24 hours, who knows how the people is telling you this is what is happening. Are you telling me that we can station task forces in all the places Galamsey is up there? We have to increase our armed forces to police to 1 million in number.
But we have a lot.
And that's because maybe we need 1 million force of the military and the police to be able to police this. Is that what you are saying? Do you know the length of the river Ankobra? Do you know the length of Pra? Can you station human beings along Pra from end to end? Can you station human beings on Ankobra end to end? Then maybe we have to have about 5 million force of military and police so that we can station people along the Pra end to end, and station people along Ankobra end to end, the Volta Basin end to end, all the river and all the forest, we can station officers there.
So how can we win this fight, Elvis? Really?
You see, I have said,
yes,
and I've always said it. I see, this fight is waste. So far, it has not achieved the results. So I have said that. Why is it that we are doing the same thing and expect the same result and we keep investing money? It's waste. Why is it that I told my President Mama, and they didn't listen, that if I were President Mama, I will leave the Galamsey for it for at least 6 months. Okay? What I will do is put up a team and say, all the task forces, their reports should be reviewed. Okay? With an independent, those who are going to review, they will not have anything to do with any of the fight against the Galamsey. People who didn't have any role to play, to review all the reports. Every report that has what it takes is the problem and what they think is the solution. Okay.
Yes.
When they review the entire report, they will come to a conclusion that this is not working. This is what will work. Okay. Then countries around the world who have achieved some success in terms of the fight against Galamsey, let's invite expertise from there. Okay, to come in to support our local expertise in the industry. The experiences that they had and what they did to be able to achieve some level of success, bring it on board to come and support the experience we have had in the fight so far. Let's put up that report put together, okay? When the report is done, these people will actually go to the field and give 6 months moratorium. Let them have direct conversation with the people who are involved, okay? And the community people, let them tell you by their own assessment what they think should be done about Galamsey. Probably they may not say stop it. They may give you solutions that will allow them to continue to do their mining, but not to pollute the water bodies.
But is that not what RCOMSDEB is there to do?
What
the responsible cooperative mining and skills development program.
Can you give me the report of all the task forces that have done that has been reviewed and the outcome and the next line of action. If they had done that, it's not the task force they'll still be using. Because I'm giving you the example, if the task force were working from Kufuor, where the thing was small, and the motive is to stop it, and the thing kept increasing, Nils came, the task force kept working, the objective is to stop it, and it kept increasing. Mahama took over from Mills, the task force kept working, the objective is to stop it, it keeps increasing. Akufo-Addo has come, the task force kept working, the objective is to stop it, the thing keeps increasing. Mahama too has come, the task force is still working, the objective is to stop, and it keeps increasing. Right. So the question is, which common sense person will tell me that the deployment of task force in the manner we are doing it is achieving any result? If it was achieving any results, we will not be here talking about the expansion of Galamsey. Galamsey is now uprooting roads, it's uprooting police stations, it's uprooting health facilities, it's uprooting everything facility that the ordinary people even in the community will benefit them. Akufo-Addo time Galamsey uprooted schools. Now under Mahama is uprooting health facilities and police stations.
Very well.
If the police who have the security to fight are being uprooted by Galamsey,
who am I?
Who is there the one that is fighting the fight? So you see, let's be real, okay? Let's be realistic and stop this waste of public money. But as I said, I believe that we will do a proper review of every report that all the various task forces have written, what they think is the problem, and want to be candid and honest. And we believe that this is where the problem is. Look, you can't fight Galamsey, as Awudu has said, without involving the two political parties. Because the majority of the financiers and everyone are behind Galamseyers, the small ones we see, are all sitting in Accra. Do you think that many of the excavators in the community were bought by the people?
No.
No, they are bought by people in Accra. And they do daily sales for them. And they are big financiers of political parties. All these things have been identified in various reports. The question is, if we want to fight, are we not going to look at it? No. Political people who, when they are in this, the task force is scared. We saw on a video where soldiers went to a side, the person said, me, I am an NDC chairman, you can't come to my side. And he sacked it was social media. Did you see it? So if NDC chairman can sack the task force, and you are sitting and dreaming that the task force is working, this is a constitutional chairman, not regional chairman.
Okay, Elvis.
Constitutional chairman is able to sack the tax force from their side.
Let me bring Ibrahim into the conversation now.
And you are sitting here saying that the tax force is working. When you are so concerned, the political control and influence.
Ibrahim.
Yes. Well, so let's start from the basics. So, yes, I asked the same question that Austin asked at the beginning of the submission of the former NIMOS board as to what a measure of success will be for NIMOS. And his answer was straightforward. The waters must be clean to the physical eye. Once we're able to establish that, then we can get into the nitty-gritties of scientific measurement of whether the water is potable or not. For now, the very basic of getting the water to look like water, we have not achieved. And that's the conversation. Why is it that the basic measure of getting the water to return to its original color has not been achieved? It's because the activities are still ongoing. The illegal miners are still washing the gold into the river bodies. The champagnes are still on the water bodies, polluting the water bodies. That's how come the very basic measure of the water looking like water has eluded us. To me, that's my starting point. Now, aside that, you talk about the efficacy of NIMOS. I have sat in the same room with the former NIMOS boss, and he has showed me a map of all the Galamsey hotspots in the country. He has mapped up a strategy as to where the NIMOS members, officials will be stationed. And how come when they are stationed there and they deploy, this phenomenon we have today where they will live here today and the next day the Galamseyers are returning will no longer exist because they will have constant presence there. So when you return, you are not returning to a place where there are no NIMOS officials there. There are no NIMOS members there. They will be there, so there will not be that motivation for you to return. How do you curb crime? By first making it much more riskier for people to engage in, making it much more difficult for people to engage in, and making it much more expensive.
Yeah.
That measure I have just related to will be enforced if indeed returning will spell doom for them. Returning will be riskier. Returning will be more difficult. So the plan is there. You don't need 5 million military personnel, Elvis, you don't.
To be stationed?
To do what I'm talking about. You don't. In fact, the current numbers we have in the police and the military, per what the former 9 months boss said, it's enough for us to ensure this out because they've done mapping, they've done zoning, and they know what they need for deployment.
So what is that?
Resources!
What
and that's where we should come. Financial resources.
Which kind of resource?
But Elvis doesn't believe in resourcing now because he says the team is waste.
Here's the thing. So we are talking about Ankobra.
Yeah.
What do you need to police Ankobra? Speedboats. How do you get speedboats? By buying them. Right? So what do you need? You don't need cola nut. You don't need cola nut to
manufacture. Once you come manufacture, you have to buy it.
Yeah, so you don't need
how many speedboats?
You don't
the
need
whole Ghana Navy has how many speedboats?
Oh, you see, that's the point.
So that's what we need to invest.
That's not the point we are making. That if you see, you put your money where your mouth is. So if we know that we need to fight Galamsey, we all agree.
Yeah.
And that's why also I disagree with Audu.
That
when Akufo-Addo was struggling to fight Galamsey, we sat here and we said, Akufo-Addo didn't need NDC to fight Galamsey. And I insist, Akufo-Addo didn't need NDC to fight Galamsey. Mahama doesn't need MPP to fight Galamsey. If Mahama wants to fight Galamsey, he will fight Galamsey.
Well, his party.
Because if NPP people are involved in Galamsey, this will be the easiest and the quickest for them to be arrested. Right? Is that not the case? You are arresting your opponent. How difficult should that be?
So what of those NDC people
I'm
are
coming.
doing?
I'm telling you that what we didn't allow Akufo-Addo to give excuses for, we will not allow Mahama to give excuses for. It's basic. Is that not the case?
Yes.
I'm saying that Akufo-Addo was capable of fighting Galamsey on his own as a president, the most powerful person in this land as a president.
Okay.
Same. President Mahama is capable of fighting Galamsey.
Without help.
Without MPP, what role will MPP play?
But Ghana is not for MPP.
Exactly.
You have voted for a president.
Exactly.
You are too theoretical.
No, we are not. We are not, my brother. We are not.
Voted MPP.
My brother, we are not. See, of what use? When would Justin Frimpong Kodia be for a Galamsey fight by asking his members not to do Galamsey?
So
once they do, who arrest them?
So the NDC
So who are working with and they
You get the point.
Why was he not arrested?
You are not introducing anything.
So hold on.
They have failed in doing that.
Exactly.
So they need to be strengthened so that they don't look at
Who
the party color.
Who should be
Because
strengthened?
when Akufo-Addo
The
declared the
politician
moratorium
himself
on
doesn't take
mining,
action.
we saw improvements in the water bodies when there was
Exactly.
a complete moratorium
Yes.
on mining activities.
There was.
So the government that called for
So which means that the
state of emergency.
the president has the ability to make it happen.
So let me
tell me this is not
let me make my point. And I also don't agree that there's a need for any research to be done to find a way that we can use in fighting Galamsey. I was at the Accra International Conference Center when we brought everybody, and then we mooted plans that we're going to deploy drones. We're going to do A, B, C, D.
Tea drinking parties.
Oh, I'm coming.
Tea drinking parties.
Yes, and we fashioned out mechanisms for fighting Galamsey. So as to how we can fight and win the Galamsey, we know it. We don't need any investigation. We don't need any committee. We don't need
the results.
Oh, listen to me. The results in my submission. You are just not listening. The results and what we can do is in my submission. I'm telling you that 9 months, and you cannot tell me that 9 months has been ineffective. No, I disagree. I disagree with anybody who says that 9 months has been a failure. No, it has not. The point I'm making is that, yes, they've not been a failure.
They have failed completely.
I have pointed the minister to the fact that elements within 9 months have become corrupt. It should be dealt with. Some are demanding bribes. It must be dealt with. No. Just as any human organization.
Oh, it's
my
a
brother,
failure. It's a
just
failure.
like any human organization. And I also, as Elvis mentioned, that because Galamsey is still going on, we should disband 9 months, or 9 months has been a failure. Well, just yesterday, some armed robbers attempted robbing 3 banks. 2 of them were shot dead. 1 was arrested. We've had Ghana Police Service before independence. Have we disbanded them because some robbers were still operating? Oh. No. The point I'm making is that no, we cannot 100% win the fight against Galamsey. Just as we cannot 100% win out criminals from the system. Yeah. But what we do is how can we ensure that our water bodies become cleaner? Our forest reserves are rid of Galamseyers. The fight is focused on two areas, water bodies and forest reserves. Yeah. The forest reserve, they can point to you success landmarks, and they have. They've been able to at least now get a lid on all our forest reserves. I'm talking about Ghana Forestry Commission officials.
Which is also a lie. Yesterday, Russell Asaradon, who is old, said forest reserves are back in the hands of Galamseyers. But they'll do the propaganda. It's not about. They now take control.
No, you see, you are not getting.
The person is the bush.
There were some nine forests that didn't have access to. Now we could go.
The person is following them every day.
See, Aramco is saying that there's still mining activity in the forest reserve. Nobody can dispute that fact. What I'm saying is that what we're told was that there were some 9 forest reserves that no matter the accoutrements of the military, no matter the firepower, you could not go there. Did you dispute that?
It is a lie. It's not a power. Sure. It's politicians who are there. So you can't go and arrest. NDC chairman sacked 9 months from his side. So if constituency chairman is able to sack 9 months from his side, and a big financial house is in the forest reserve, is it a military that? Why are you telling the military cannot go there? That is the facade.
Let's go to our next topic for this morning.
Facade where politicians created that the people were so armed. There's no group that is armed more than. Let's be quick. Nobody, no group is more armed than the Ghana Armed Forces. Okay. If the Ghana Armed Forces want to take you down, they will take you down. They were not able to enter those forests because the people who were there were politicians.
Right.
So let's take that facade out that they were more powerful than the armed.
So we have agreed that. It's not true. You have agreed that those forests were no go area.
That is the agreement.
You agree. And there is a political.
Elvis.
All that IB has said that this government has failed in fighting against corruption. That's all.
Constituency chairman.
Gentlemen, you've had your time. Please, Ibrahim, land for me.
See,
that's all.
Here is the drift. Let's resource the fight against Galamsey. We have to win the fight. We can't afford to fail this fight because it will spell doom for all of us. And everybody around this table agrees that Galamsey is a threat that we all need to fight. The how is what we are pointing the president to that. Devote resources to NIMOS. Reinforce the measures you are rolling out. Right? And we can ensure that, of course, that's the only way out. See, we can dance around this fact. We can dance around this table. The only way out to ensure that there is deterrent. Right. There are people on our water bodies. There are people on in the forest reserve to ensure that these Galamseyers do not return. I don't subscribe to the fact that people saying that, we should shoot and kill. No.
Joshua, what is the use of NIMOS when NIMOS cannot arrest party chairmen? NIMOS cannot arrest MPs.
Do they know that they are allowed to go to police station and file a complaint against this chairman? Are they aware? Because you are here referencing a chairman who has in the open. No, the two of you.
Yes.
Go to police station, file a complaint against the chairman. What stop you from doing that?
Why? You say it's not my responsibility. You said it is not my responsibility. Pointing out to the president. You told us that it's not our responsibility to fight Galamsey. It is the president's responsibility. You did the president that you told us it's not our responsibility. It's a failure.
You are saying it's your allegation. It's your can you imagine?
Can you give 30 seconds on this briefly?
It's a problem.
Austin, let me give 30 seconds.
The problem I have is...
What's the lie about it?
Austin, you have 30 seconds. We need to talk about...
We are not seized with information, right? We should look for it, but we should not ascribe wrong, illegal things or motives to state institutions. Let me finish, please.
No, if you don't have it, we are giving you specific examples. I will win MP.
That's not what
they had a press conference about the MP. MP is a member of NDC. The man is working for you. You are telling me you don't have evidence.
I will not use evidence here. I'm saying that we were saying that NIMOS do not have a mechanism, right, to say that we went here, flashed them out, we are protecting it. And I'm saying that NIMOS 2 days ago released a statement. So let's read the statement.
That what?
A portion. Oh, I would
Let him read.
So
read the statement.
No, if we don't believe Water Resources Commission, if we don't believe Parliament, so why should we believe?
When you say 9 months has even failed, you are asking how to read their statement.
9 months.
You said 9 months issued a statement.
Austin, make the point.
Austin, make the point. 9 months, you are saying I should read their statement.
He personally doesn't believe in 9 months.
That's fine. No problem.
It's not just this 9 months. I've told you, not just 9 months. I'm telling you that with task forces have failed.
I am not discussing impact of task force. I'm saying that the NIMOS have released a statement, and they are telling Ghanaians who have this apprehension that when you leave a place, people go there. Yeah. If you don't believe what they have put out, that is you. Yeah, I'm not speaking to you. Yeah. There are over 1 million people watching us across the world. Yeah. Why should I doubt the man, the military man in charge of NIMOS? What has he done for me to doubt him? We destroy people's integrity in this country for nothing.
Nobody has it.
So let me talk about what you are saying.
Right. If you this is your emotional blackmail. Who have you who have you destroyed here? Have I mentioned any particular? I mentioned an MP.
But
everybody knows.
Okay.
NIMOS says that. NIMOS says that.
Briefly, Austin. Quickly.
The Secretariat will also maintain surveillance of cleared locations to discourage the return of illegal miners.
But it will also.
Yes.
Because let's move on.
How will also mean that? No, the Brofo, me, I didn't understand Brofo. It's not will also. How does it also mean that they're already there?
Because you don't always have to say things.
The forest
commission. Technology.
Austin, forget it.
Austin feels that we are winning the fight against us.
No, but Austin's premise is that no, please. The forest commission will sit in the forest. It's telling you what is happening.
When you were talking,
let's maintain the there are people watching us this morning.
I'll do. What you are engaging in is sophistry. I have not said that we are winning any fight. I have not said that. Don't ascribe that to me.
Okay.
If you don't believe official state, you have said you don't believe scientific data. I did not challenge you. That is, you said it's no problem. Let me finish.
You see, I never said.
You said you don't believe. Yes.
How do I say that I don't believe in scientific data? What they have issued is not scientific.
Water Resources Commission.
Mensah. Okay, no problem. When the whole place have been politicized, I don't believe in scientific data. I didn't say that.
NIMOS is saying when they leave a place, we don't have the manpower to position people there. That is why we have technology. So they have technology to view those areas and see that people are encroaching back.
Then action
would be taken. Do you think that we have that number of military or
I think that's one thing that we all agree that we don't have.
So if you don't believe in NIMOS and their statement, that's fine. You.
Fantastic.
Please.
All right.
NIMOS said they use technology.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
But the forest commissioner who is in the forest is telling you the opposite.
Why do you believe them?
How do?
Why do you believe
Please, let's put the discussion perspective. NIMOS by their own statement is admitting that they are not there all the time. They will use technology.
Okay. So
Elvis in the forest is telling you that.
Let's move on.
Elvis is okay. I will do.
It's the same thing.
I will do.
Me, I'm quiet.
I will do. Yes.
NIMOS is not there all the time.
You're thinking about my show. I'm not taking over my show.
Let me tell you the
You want to host my show now?
No. The fact is
Elvis, no, we don't have time.
No. I'm not disputing what NIMOS has said. I'm saying that NIMOS is saying one thing. The person who works at Forestry Commission, who is in the bush, is saying another thing.
said they'll do it.
He's saying another thing.
They will.
So they will.
That's it. I will do.
Yes.
So as it stands now,
What are you talking about here?
Elvis la. So.
Viewers, today I think we're a bit maybe lawless. Viewers
Exactly. But in terms of being lawless, I'm sure you saw the video. In fact, I'm a Christian. When I saw the video, I was angry. And I asked myself, why would someone who says he's a pastor speak like this? Then we saw the response and how things have panned out after that. In fact, the Interior Ministry has directed that it be investigated because, what was the man's name? The man who slapped him from Angola. Angola, yes. And all of that. So people say this brings into question where we are currently as a people in terms of religious tolerance. I don't know what your thoughts are.
You see, complete ignorance about religion. Some of the imams, the pastors, the so-called prophets, they are completely ignorant about religion. And sometimes they are the problems of this country. I listen to some so-called prophets who think that a particular religion, a member of a particular religion cannot leave this country, that he says he is God, he will make sure that that particular somebody from that religion will not lead this country. Yeah. Complete rubbish. And see, the people should learn from the history of Pharaoh. What Pharaoh did in Egypt. Yeah. And if you go to Egypt right now, you see the body there still preserved for people to see as example that nobody can challenge God, nobody is above God. Look, we all sit here. I'm our best friends. Me, I'm a Muslim. Yeah. My best friends are Christians because, look, I believe in the sanctity of the Quran. Look, people don't know. There is a whole chapter in the Quran called Surah Al-Maryam. It details more than in the Bible. I did Bible knowledge in secondary school. More in the Quran, how Jesus Christ performed wonders, how Jesus Christ is revered, how he was even born in the Quran than in the Bible. Let anybody challenge me. We revere Jesus Christ as Muslim and Nabi Isa. The only difference is that we believe that he's not God. He's just a prophet sent by God to do wonders, and he performed wonders. And all the wonders that you see, all those wonders, raising of the dead, and all the things are in the Quran. And to the extent that the Quran tells that he even spoke from this thing, the mother's womb. Yeah. All those things are in the Quran, and we believe in Jesus Christ. The only difference is that we believe that Jesus Christ was not crucified. We don't believe in the Trinity. Because we believe in oneness of God. Yeah. That is all. But we don't also take away what Christians believe in, because that is their beliefs. That's why if you respect the belief of people, you coexist. That's it. We coexist because, look, we believe that, look, this is what you believe in, and you must be respected for that. And this is what I believe in, I must be respected for that. Even in politics, you have brothers and sisters in one family supporting different political parties. Yeah. That's the beauty of democracy, and that's the beauty of this country. That we have coexisted all these years without this religious bigotry. We have coexisted. Our national chief imam is a symbol of in this country. He celebrated his birthday in the church. His 100th birthday, he celebrated in the Catholic Church. Many events that he invited Christians to be part of his events. Yeah. He went to the church. It doesn't take him away the fact that he is a leader of the Islam community. He is a Muslim. It doesn't take away that. So why do you think that some people will think that and say that, look, I am insulting Jesus Christ. I am insulting the Holy Prophet. Look, let me tell you a story of a popular hadith. There's this, we are told in the hadith, there's this man who, when the Holy Prophet was passing, this man poured rubbish on him and insulted him consistently. There was one day, Holy Prophet was passing, he didn't see that person. And he stopped and asked, where is the person who has been pouring rubbish on me, insulting me? They said the man was seriously sick. He visited this man, prayed for the man. When the man got well, the man turned into a Muslim. If you are in a religion, you think that you want to convert people, that's how you behave. You don't go attacking people, because that is not the life of the Holy Prophet. Right. The Holy Prophet lived a life that was peaceful. And that he even forgave the people who wronged him. So if you think that somebody has attacked the Holy Prophet, I think it's not for you to attack. Absolutely. You live the life of Holy Prophet the way he lived, because by living that life, you rather be attracting people to the religion. As for I am speaking this way because I'm a Muslim. Absolutely. And that's what I believe in. Right. Many of my friends, many friends that I have, best friends are Christians. And we live together because of these principles that I have. Right. So if you are a Christian, you don't know what is in the Holy Quran. And I've told you what we believe as in Jesus Christ. Many of the people who are preaching, they don't even mention the Christian. They don't even mention the Word of God, the Bible. They are into occultism, and they think that we should follow them to do these things. Right. Look, there's nobody bigger than God. And when God speaks, nobody can change it. Even nobody thinks that, and I heard saying, look, because we are on TV, I don't want to, this morning, I want to control myself. Some of the prophets who are speaking the way, I think people should pay regard to what they are saying. It is not just about a religion and a political party. It is about the peace of this country. Absolutely. Look, people think that they say Muslims are in the minority and therefore they should not rule this country. Look, if there's no peaceful coexistence, the few Muslims can destabilize this country. Is it not a fact?
Of course.
But we won't do that because we believe that, look, if you're a true Muslim, you know that you love your Christian brother.
Okay.
Because there's plethora of verses, chapter in the Holy Quran that talks about Christianity and even Jews in the Quran. So this thing, one day we'll talk about this religious bigotry, about the individuals who are polluting this country, who are creating problem for this country. And we should watch them. Don't let them think that because somebody maybe is supporting you today, he is speaking all manner of rubbish and we should allow him. Okay. He is living as his God. In fact, the people who are saying that cannot swear. Some people are talking about he will install president in 2020. Absolute rubbish. Look, he should start in his church and swear that I will live up to 2028 and see what God will do to him.
Okay. Well, Elvis,
and said that if I vote for MPP, you curse me. Did you give back to me?
Elvis,
absolute rubbish and
because it's okay. You say you're controlling yourself. I will do.
You see,
Elvis, we need to go. We ran out of time, so let me quickly bring Elvis into it.
Well, I am a Christian.
Yes.
God said He created every human being in His own image.
Yes.
God does not discriminate among human beings. So sometimes when I see believers, this person is a traditionalist, this person, that sometimes I laugh. I said, the person who is the supreme being says every human being is his image. And you, a human being, you are trying to distinguish between the human being who is for God and who is not for God. It's funny. And then sometimes you read the history of Christian fundamentalists and it's Muslim fundamentalists, Islam, you will laugh. Do you know why? We all say we are worshiping a supreme being.
Yeah.
If you are superior than the person, will you worship the person? Will you worship somebody you are more superior than? You worship somebody who is superior than you. Yeah. So how can you be fighting for somebody who is superior than you? So sometimes when I see people say they are defending their God and they want to use violence, I say no. If you have the power to defend the person you worship, they don't have to worship the person.
The person should be worshiping you.
Because the person is the supreme being. So when a supreme being is the one you worship, you can never take the law into your own hands and say you are attacking somebody because the person has attacked the supreme being. If the supreme being wants to deal with the person, the supreme being has his own way of dealing with the person. You are worshiping the person because you know that you are just a mere mortal and that you need help spiritually and physically from the supreme being. That is why you give reference to the supreme being. So if you give reference to the supreme being and you know that the supreme being is supreme because he has the authority and power you don't have.
Yeah.
If that person wants to protect his name from any wrongdoing, he will do it his own way. He doesn't need you, a mere mortal, to do that for him. So I always tell people that the situation where people want to think that they have authority and religion to do this thing, sometimes it makes me laugh. In my family, I tell people that if you want to worship the gods of our ancestors, you are free to do that. I want to worship Jesus Christ. That is my decision. If somebody in the family wants to be a Muslim, a Hinduist, it's none of your business. People make choices. And the true traditionalists, the true traditional religion, not the fake ones, when you talk to them, they also tell you that they worship a supreme being. But they believe that they cannot see the supreme being, they can't talk to the supreme being direct. So what we call idols, they believe that they are talking to the supreme being through that which we call idol. So even though you say they are having lesser God, they are worshiping idols, their belief is that they are getting to the supreme being through that which you are condemning. So the bottom line is that almost every religion believes that there's a supreme being. And that supreme being controls, is the one that takes care of all of us. And we all want to give reverence to that supreme being because we believe that we are mere mortals. We don't have the kind of authority and power he has. And that we run to him anytime we need help. How will I be the one defending the name of that person because somebody has attacked that person's name? I have no authority to do that. The person who will defend himself is the supreme being sitting upstairs. So I always tell people that, see, as I would rightly say, your religion, if you want to win people, it's not about going to tell the person that, hey, Islam is the best or Christianity is the best. No. It's a waste of time. You can't convert people that way. No. It's the way you live your life. That's it. That's somebody will say, there's something unique about you. And if this is the God you worship, if this is the characteristics of the God you worship, then I want to join you. So sometimes I tell Christians that the way we talk about, we are preaching the gospel, talking, most of the times what you are saying, your lifestyle is contradictory. How do you expect the person to change? So this idea of I'm defending a supreme being, no mortal can defend a supreme being. No mortal can fight on behalf of a supreme being. The supreme being is the one who defends us. The supreme being is the one who protects us. The supreme being who provides our needs. So under no circumstances will I understand why a human being who is mortal, who is nothing, will think that he has the power to rather defend the supreme being. When the Lord Jesus Christ, which we Christians believe that is God, who has come to show us that I'm like you, and I want to set examples for you, that is how I want you to live your life, was on earth. There were so many other religions. There were so many other faiths. Islam was there when Jesus was on earth, right? By the Bible. African traditional religion was there when Jesus Christ was there. The Jews, they don't even believe in Jesus Christ, okay? So the Jews were there when Jesus was on earth. Jesus has not gone condemning anybody. I've not seen in anywhere in the Bible says, go and condemn somebody's religion. No. So when I see people trying to use their religion to condemn other people's religion, I said, the person who set the example did not do that.
Right.
So what are you doing it for? To gain what? Okay. I don't have the power. No human being has power to defend the supremacy of the supreme being.
Okay.
If the supreme being believes that somebody is doing something wrong and he wants to deal with it, he doesn't need your support. He will do what he wants to do because he is God.
Okay. Ibrahim.
So I think we are playing with fire as a country, and for some strange reason, I don't know why social media is in a frenzy over this race to the bottom, right? It's a race to nowhere. And people have now found a need to be writing things that they might have harbored within them for some reason for a period, over a period now. Again, I had not heard what the young man said about the Holy Prophet, to be honest with you. Absolutely. The very first time I got semblance of anything that somebody might have said was what the Imam did in his Friday sermon. Yeah. Right? And my disappointment in the Imam in his Friday sermon was when at the point he himself asked the congregation, I'll be arrested, right? So, and he still goes ahead and then spews whatever that he's spewing. And growing up in Ashanti region, I'm not new to any of these things where people come to KJTR, they are trampling upon the Holy Quran, they are shredding it, right? They are saying things about the Holy Quran. It's their claim to fame, right? And these are the religious fanatics, right? And I'm old enough to know that it never ends well for such people, right? So, and vice versa. If we're Muslim and you decide to stamp on the Bible, shred the Bible, say things. In fact, the very first day you mention anything negative against Anabisa, who's Jesus, you cease to be a Muslim, right? You cease to be a Muslim if you actually don't believe in Jesus. In Islam, that's the details of Islam, right? And that's how come it's difficult for you to...
Yeah. Let's say, in fact, the Old Testament, more than 70% of what is in the Old Testament is in the Quran.
Oh, yes, right. Yes. And so it's difficult for you to see a Muslim say negative things about Jesus. Now, the man still goes ahead to spew religious extremist sentiment, right? He later came to apologize, and kudos to the chief imam in his office. Sheikh Arimian Shuaib, even after the apology, insisted that the man be arrested because we need to extract some assurance from him that he would never repeat what he said again, right? And I said, oh, we are on the right path. That's good, right? And I said, I actually didn't even expect the apostle. You say we shouldn't describe him as apostle. Right?
Yeah, I've said.
I didn't expect him to be arrested. I didn't expect him to be arrested, right? Because I sit here, I struggle to see how any charge could stick against him in the court. Probably causing fear and panic or inciting violence, maybe something like that. But I still think that I didn't expect him to be arrested, to be honest with you. Then he's arrested. For whatever reason that he was handed over to those Muslims who went to the police headquarters. Maybe somebody felt, okay, we needed to appease them because they were here. But that's where the problem started. That ought to have never happened. It was bad enough that he was even being reprimanded in front of the cameras because the Muslim people who were there were verbally reprimanding him in front of the cameras. Yeah. That's wrong. So it's bad enough that they were doing that. Then for whatever that possessed Papa Angola, for him to think that, regardless of the fact that there were cameras there, thinking that physical assault is the way to go, I'm still thinking and struggling to understand what pushed him to do that. People who know him in private life, I don't know him personally. People who know him in private life say that he's a good man, he's a kind-hearted man.
I'm told he's always preaching peace as well.
Yes,
I know
he's
him.
an
I was
ambassador.
shocked to see him react that way.
Adib said that he used the same way, that he was shocked to see the man react that way.
See, and here's the thing, and of course, we have more time now, in case you don't know. We have more time, so don't worry. All of you should realize we have more time, right? Yeah, we do. Oh, no, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, don't worry.
We'll take another round.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. So,
You're a good man.
so, for all that has happened, I was happy with the statement that came from Muntaka. Because for some strange reason, people were asking for him to be dismissed. Oh, right? How? Yeah. People were asking for him to. No, they didn't just stop at Muntaka. They went as far as adding Harun Idrisu. And what was Harun Idrisu's offense? Yeah, because they are Muslims, one.
Okay.
Two, because they say for some misinformation and disinformation, people believe that Haruna is trying to get their children to learn Arabic by force. And because of that, and that's misinformation and disinformation. That Haruna is trying to get their children to learn Arabic by force. And to them, Arabic means Islam. Right? So to them, Arabic and Islam are one and two together. So Haruna is trying to turn everybody in Ghana into a Muslim. That's how misinformation how dangerous misinformation can be.
This one is
First of all, yes, and disinformation. Arabic and Islam are not the same. In fact, we are Palestinians who are Muslims. Their Bible is written in Arabic. So we have Bible that's written in Arabic. Arabic is a language.
they are Christians.
There are some Christians, there are Palestinians who are Christians.
Yes.
There are Palestinians who are Christians. And their Bible, because they are Arabs and they are Christians, their Bible is written in Arabic.
It's a language.
When you go to Lebanon, Lebanon is actually an Arabic country, but their president is a Christian. So in Lebanon, there are many Christians as well. Their Bible is written in Arabic. Arabic is a language.
In Israel itself.
Israel. Exactly. Yeah. So when somebody says learn how to speak Arabic, it doesn't mean that convert to become a Muslim. That education must be given.
Right.
Now, the people expected Muntaka Mubarak to be at the police headquarters and probably guide and guard and protect suspects who are arrested. So those suspects are not abused. That cannot practically happen.
They want him to do that,
and that's how
because he's a Muslim.
That cannot practically happen. That's how come the statement says there should be a probe. And indeed, I agree that there was breach of every protocol that you can imagine at the police headquarters that could allow somebody in custody to be assessed by any ordinary person who is not a policeman or a policewoman. That is wrong. That must be investigated, and they must ensure that never happens again. I was happy later to see that the man has been granted bail. I'm told that the imam has equally been granted bail. For Papa Angola, I don't know about the update, but I'm very sure that he will equally be granted bail. But let's all of us, let's seize the vitriol on social media especially. Let's seize.
Okay.
We are driving ourselves to a place that will be very unpalatable. People should not arrogate to themselves powers to fight for God. You are worshiping the Almighty God. There's a reason why we are worshiping Him, because He's the Almighty. He has strength. He's all-knowing. So you, as a Muslim, don't arrogate to yourself that fight on behalf of the Almighty. Finally on this.
Yes.
See, if you are a Muslim and you believe in jihad, in the olden days, jihad meant that go to war in the name of God. Fight where Muslims are being oppressed. Now, the ultimate jihad is self-righteousness, right?
And education.
Be righteous, educate yourself, lead an exemplary life. So somebody will see and say, wow, this Muslim, he's good, he's pious, he's kind. Because of the life you are leading, I want to join your religion. That's the ultimate jihad. Yes, conquer your own iniquities. So whoever goes about preaching jihad that when somebody saw the problem break his neck, the person doesn't understand. You have missed the plot. We've gone way past those days.
Right. Austin.
Yeah, thank you.
Because initially you said we didn't have time, and now we have time. I'll say 3 things.
Okay.
But the last one will be questions to Elvis and Audu.
Okay.
That is it because we didn't have time? That is why they did not speak on the Ghana Police Service arresting somebody for insulting Prophet Muhammad.
Okay.
Because we have had a conversation 3 weeks ago. Okay. So I want to know when they can hear. Because now we have time. You see? Yeah.
You said they arrested somebody.
Yeah, because they said somebody has insulted Prophet Muhammad, so they have arrested the person. Yeah. I want your views on that.
Exactly.
I has already answered you.
No worry. He said he wants my view.
No, he's asking why. I mean, you get that. You get that.
I'll give it.
Because we have had conversations in Ghana the past 1 month.
Exactly.
So I disagree that if you insult Prophet Muhammad, you should not be arrested. And I have maintained my position from back then that the laws of Ghana says that the Supreme Court has ruled in a GHOne versus Attorney General and National House of Chiefs that it is only a chief that when you insult, you have committed a crime in Ghana. But I also added that when you do something, speech should not be criminalized. Yes. But when you do something or say something, it should be investigated to know that what you are doing can cause another crime.
Yeah.
That is the difference. Now, you know Charlie Hebdo, the French satirist column. Yeah. What happened? They did a cartoon of the Holy Prophet, and it was in bad taste. People entered the offices of Charlie Hebdo, a media entity, and killed 12 of their workers. Like we are here, they just entered and killed workers, 12 of them. Again, that was 2015. So this is feeding into what you can do to rise tensions and why police must investigate.
Sure.
Not just the words you spoke. I still maintain the words you speak alone should not be criminalized. But they need to investigate what you have said if it can lead to other crimes. And they prosecute you on that. Again, in 2002, the Miss World pageant was to be held in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And because Nigeria has a huge Islamic population, it was put on the front pages of the women for the Miss World in bikinis and all that. And the newspaper this day in Nigeria, because there were complaints that no, we shouldn't let women come here and come and desecrate our land and all that. So the This Day newspaper in Nigeria published in their newspaper that why are those Muslims complaining about such a huge event coming to Nigeria and the benefits of it? And even if the Prophet Muhammad was alive, he would pick one of those women to be his wife. You know what happened? Muslims turned on Christians, Christians turned on Muslims, and 100+ people were killed. So they had to stop the Miss World pageant in Nigeria and take it back to London. Why am I saying this? These are some of the things that religious war start this way with West can cause.
Yeah.
And we need to be very, very careful. You see, Joshua, I am trying to find means to get a daily wage to feed my wife and my kids. But every Sunday I will go to the Church of Pentecost. I will not go and fight and say that some Muslim. I don't care about those. I don't care about what. I wouldn't go and fight. And our 2 Muslim brothers here have said, why are they going to fight somebody over? You have insulted, you have that. Why do you even have to do that? But if we are not careful, right, I think that there are undertones in these things.
Yeah.
People are clandestinely highlighting certain things. Because after all these things, the chief imam speaking, the spokesperson for the chief imam, and all that, then another lady also does another video supposedly saying that she is Muslim, saying more vile things. So I said to myself, genuinely, the people I have lived with, like
IB was saying, if you have lived in Kumasi, I have lived in Asokore Mampong, it borders the huge Muslim community. Nobody cares about those things. All we care about is your salary is here. Is this the one you share meat? And they will say, oh, this is not the one we share meat. We don't care about whether your mosque is making too much noise. And all. That is for EPA to decide. But where we are heading towards, right, I think that it benefits some people when these things keep happening. Because I can't fathom why or how somebody has said something. We are dealing with it holistically as a country. Leadership have come into it. Security agencies are dealing with it. Then you have others on the sidelines issuing and making videos doing more vulgar things than the ones that have been passed and we are dealing with. So it tells me education has to be key. And for the optimum time on your platform, I keep talking about resourcing the NCCE. I keep talking about how we use drama, right, to impact society. About 5 years ago, because I am in the creative arts industry, Mr. Gabia Sarochidako said something about our movies, and he took a flag. People were undermining him. I agreed 100% with him that we should use movies and creative arts as a tool to change the mindset of the Ghanaian out there. How do we do it, Joshua? If you are watching a movie and somebody's husband is abusing her, when their friend comes, the first advice should not be "Yanko sofuho." This is not about Christian, but it shouldn't be "Yanko sofuho." We should imbibe in the Ghanaian that when there is domestic abuse, the first point of call is the police station. How have we done that? The gender ministry. We talked about DOSU. Is DOSU liaising with the movie producers that we want to drum home this message? So include it in the content you produce. You, as a young person, why do you think that we believe America has that mighty power?
Because of what we see in their movies.
Because,
the Hollywood
you know,
movies.
in the Vietnam War, they lost. But you think they won. Why? Because they have done a movie where Rambo used a gun to go and free over 50 American prisoners. So your thinking is America has that might. It is the power or tool they have used. How are we using it? What we have, all we care about is Akabeneza or Miesrepao. You see, I'm not saying what they do is wrong, but at the point, you have to harness what they have to improve society. And yes, if you are doing this right, it shouldn't be about just who makes us laugh. Anytime we talk about our movies, those who have done well for us, which names come up? Santo Miesrepa, Ejaku Miesrepa, and a Louis Beteki over, and a Kwakumenu, and a Akabeneza Maba.
More wickedness, and we had what's the name?
It's not for her wickedness. Instead of we using that tool to shape, and I think that we can talk about these things, but I also believe that if we use the power of social media, using creative arts, we can be able to generate content that will tell the young Muslim out there, the devout Christian out there, or the traditional worship believer that we are one people. You don't need to fight the fight of the God of Israel. You don't need to fight for the prophet. And like IB and Audu have said, there is a way the jihad is fought in modern times. It's not about killing people who disagree. It's about, like Elvis said, live an example. Where does the word Christian come from? People don't know. It is after
the apostles were called
ascended,
Christians.
And people were there, and they said that, who are these people? They lived their life like what Nazareth Christ did. So Christ like Christians. So followers of Mary's son, Jesus Christ, Christians. What we are doing, is that what Jesus would have done? To end, no matter what you do, right? If you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, if you are a Ghanaian, if you are from my village in Akumadan, ask yourself, will this please God?
Right.
Thank you.
So, yes.
he mentioned Nigeria. It is precisely because of what is happening in Nigeria that we don't want it to come to Ghana.
Absolutely.
Because what is happening in Nigeria between Muslims and Christians is not an example that we want to bring to Ghana. That's why we are avoiding all this lunacy in our space. Because we want to have a country that is peaceful, so that Muslims and Christians, traditionalists and all, Buddhists, we can all live and coexist. Yeah. That's why we are saying this. And you may ask whether the person who insulted the Holy Prophet should be arrested or not. I said I'm against people who are being arrested for insults. You see, I have said that it is the way those arrests are being applied. And I think that they are abusing the section 207 and 206. Is it 106 or 206 that they are?
706.
They are abusing. Yeah. I am saying that, look, I am saying that there are insults that can incite the country. Yeah. But there are insults that can never incite a country. So those ones, if you apply, I agree. But if you apply it across board. You cannot say that you are arresting somebody for insulting the Holy Prophet, right? And you think that the Muslim community will rise up and create, and that will destabilize the peace. That's fair enough. But you cannot say that a Muslim who is a practicing Muslim eats pork, and he is leading a particular a political party. Instead on stage, and even Muslims themselves create this. You think that those who are Muslims in that party, who think that this is their leader, you think that they cannot mobilize and destabilize the peace of this country? Why was the person not arrested? That's the thing I'm talking about, this selective application of the arrest. That was my main point. I am saying that if you're arresting somebody for destabilizing, then don't choose and pick.
If Dr. Bawumia says he doesn't want them to arrest people who say that about him.
Because if he says that he doesn't want somebody to arrest him in his name, it means that those who would have agitated for the peace that will be disturbed will stay back. Because our leader said that, no, I am not interested. So if you go and you said you cannot go on the street and say that you are fighting his name, because he said that he's not interested. That is my point. But if the fellow feels that the insult will go on, the person must be arrested. That is for the person. Right. But if Dr. Bawumia says that, look, and by the way, it is not only Dr. Bawumia who has taken that position. We have cited Professor Mills here. Professor Mills, when the late John Kuma, he was arrested because he insulted Professor Mills. When he said the person should be let free. There was another person before John Kuma. He said, let him go. Because once a leader says, let the person go, if you are following the leader you want to fight, who are you fighting for?
Absolutely.
That is my point.
Right.
And if you want to apply it generally. Okay. Don't select, pick and choose. That is my point about insults. Okay. How it is being applied by the people, by the police service and the security agencies. Okay. So that is it.
Elvis.
As for religion.
Before you come in, yes.
Yes, as for religion, look, we should all be careful. We can cite instances where in countries where Christians have created trouble, where Muslims have created trouble. We don't want those instances to be in Ghana. Yeah. We don't want it because we have lived in this country peacefully over the years. We don't want to change that. Absolutely. I do not care. You all agree. I do not care who is leading this country, provided I can get bread and butter.
Something to eat.
I do not care whether the person is a Christian or Muslim. Yeah. There are most Muslim, highly populated Muslim countries who are led by Christians. The people don't really care. There are Christian countries who are led by Muslims, vice versa. They don't care. What they care is about if the person is not doing well, they kick the person out and bring somebody. It is not about religion. This bigotry, we should stop it. Okay. Now somebody is in a particular religion cannot lead the country. Is it not nonsense?
Elvis, don't you agree? The final one on this.
Okay, you see, let me start with Austin's question. I still stand by my position. You see, what happened at the police headquarters could have thrown this country into chaos because of the arrest. Because of the arrest.
Which one? The Christian pastor?
Yes. Could have thrown this country. See,
the response of the Muslim.
Okay, the best thing, as we all agreed here, we are Christians, we are Muslims. We all agreed that your religion is not about going to attack another person's religion. No. If everybody who is a religious person understands that you can't fight for a supreme being, and the supreme being fight for himself, and somebody goes to himself, how would that orchestrate? The country like Nigeria, it's because of people were trying to arrest people and suppress them. That's why they got to where they are. So you see, we should know that even in the case of national security, critical education to let people understand certain concepts is a national mandate, not arrest. What we discuss here, if any Muslim is watching and listen to two Muslims, okay, and two Muslims actually expedite nicely about what the position of the Quran and the Holy Prophet is. Why would that Muslim now say that if somebody is a prophet, I'm going to fight? So you see, most of that we leave the vacuum of the solution, and we will be enforcing a solution that rather can land us into trouble.
Yeah.
Because see, you may defend the police for going to arrest the prophet, and I said, what charges are we going to use? Is there any codified in the public offense act?
No, 7 public peace. That's what they
that's what I'm saying. Those two laws we are against it.
That's what they are.
That's
what they
say.
For public peace. The servants of public
peace. That law
peace
is dangerous to all of us.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, we have to repeat
That
it.
is why we don't have to be using the law to just threaten people. Let's rather do the right thing. As I would be saying, it took the chief imam to say what this person has said. No, we shouldn't tolerate it. And the person in the memory that the chief imam has said is quickly apologize. Doesn't need the police for him to apologize. So you see, there are so many ways we can solve solutions.
So rather than think that the Muslim clerics should also have not been arrested for the incitement.
No, this is what I'm saying, because if the Muslim, as this, we are Christians, so leave us, but these two are Muslims, and they have clearly explained that even the issue of you going to defend the prophet is not one in the religion, and that the religion, as IB has said, that what the religion meant by that in the past was war. But today, it's telling you that live a life that people can look at as this is the religion that I want to join.
And the war, IB explained it well. The war that time was, nobody attacked. They did not attack. They
are defending themselves.
Fought back.
Yes. You understand it?
They never took and said they forcefully take, because in fact they were even chased out of where they say Mecca. Yeah. The Holy Prophet had to migrate to Medina.
So this education will help, because
exactly.
There's a certain negative connotation attached to
religion. This is Islam.
Jihad. It's like the word propaganda. Catholics were using it to propagate their word, but because the Russians back then, the Soviet Union used it wrongly.
Let me say it.
It gets corrupted along the line.
Just clarify. When you say jihad, let me tell everybody, including most, what the bombings and all those that are going on, they are criminals. That is not jihad. In fact, in the Holy Quran doesn't allow you to go and set bomb and kill people inside. You are fighting for who? Who are you fighting for? Innocent. That is not jihad.
Right.
In fact, let nobody make me say, if you are a Muslim, you say that your Christian brother has done something, you go and slap the person. That is not jihad. It is not jihad. Let people understand this.
Okay.
So, and all Muslim clerics, they know this. I don't know why.
So you see, so the country and the national security and those who care about the peace of the country should be taking these lessons and say, then there is a miseducation about this particular religion. How do we overcome that miseducation? I always say that the solution to misinformation is more good information.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. The solution to propaganda is provide the right information.
Yes.
The moment you provide right information, you disarm the people because they can't come back because they have no basis for what they are doing.
Because
they are using it to...
They're capitalizing on the ignorance.
Exactly. So when you feel the vacuum of ignorance and you explain to people to understand that, this thing that you are made to believe that this is it, that is not what it is. But this is what they're right. Well, this is what it is. It changes everything. I've told you that when I went to Genocide Museum in Rwanda, that was the first time I got to know that the Rwanda war didn't just start by overnight. That was what I got to know. The Tutsi and Hutu are not a tribe. They are one tribe. Tutsi and Hutu are economic status. And the foreign powers wanted to use it, decided to make it a tribe. But there's no tribe in Rwanda. So now if you go to Rwanda, nobody is a Tutsi. They call themselves Rwandans. Because one people, one language, one chief, one everything. Right. So you see, when we talk about arresting people for what they say, most of the times, it is about rather giving the person education to understand that what you are doing is rather, this is how it should be.
Right.
But if we are to be arresting people,
because they arrest themselves will create
people
problems.
will see it as you are trying to suppress people. And when people feel that you are trying to suppress them, they will think that the solution is to revolt.
Right.
You see, so what happened? And what happened at the police headquarters? I think IGP GHOne, whatever it is, he is a fine policeman. He's done a lot for this country in the service. But what happened at the police headquarters? For a civilian to be arrested? Yes, a civilian to be arrested, be in course. Another civilian slapping him in the police headquarters.
Streaming live
It's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
It's dangerous for the country. It's actually dents the reputation of the police service. Whatever protocols that need to be put in place from now on, let's take lessons from this. Okay? The ones I said, as the pastor was slapped, okay, it is two people who are doing their thing. But I can tell you, imagine that the pastor has a bigger church and he supported mass up to the police.
Would have been.
And then the Muslim community that the pastors people are marched to the place. And let's also mass there.
Yes.
The police can't.
We don't want to see that.
The police can't even handle it. You understand? Police can't handle it. It will be in a big mess.
Okay.
So I think that it exposes serious security concerns at the police headquarters.
Very well.
They should take steps.
Okay.
We should never see this again.
But why were they allowed there?
Look, I'm surprised because when Wilberforce was invited by the police, even not in the building, but even in the premises, people want to take video. The police stopped them.
Yes.
So I'm surprised that in the building, somebody was shooting.
Live.
Put on TikTok live.
The person was live on TikTok.
Actually live.
Ivy, let me quickly get to it. Let's close.
Sadiq is watching us. He's a security analyst, and he talks about the surah that the pastor quoted.
Yes.
That's Quran chapter 5, 32 to 33. That's Surah Al-Ma'idah. It says, he misinterpreted it to mean that when anybody insults the prophet, hurt the person. But it says, the chapter talks about an individual, a group of individuals who become recalcitrant and terror in society, whose activity terrorizes the society and must be eliminated to stop these acts of terror. And it goes to say that if you kill an innocent person, it is as though you have killed the whole of mankind.
Exactly.
The issues of religious conflict have become the most dangerous key driver of terrorism and violent extremism today, as research points to. And that's what
I mentioned ignorance. That all the people.
When you talk about jihad and you kill people, chances are you are killing innocent people. In fact, 100% chance you are killing innocent people. And Quran tells you that if you kill one innocent person,
it's like killing the entire
mankind. Anyway, the good news is that the police is engaging religious leaders.
Okay.
Today at the police headquarters. Okay. And I'm sure it's in line with
this. Fantastic.
Before we go, our friend, Dr.
Fad, to live peacefully.
Fad, MPP's Fad. He's contesting today. He's watching us. That's Dr. Fad Osman.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yes. He's contesting as Bono Regional Communications.
You can be arrested, like President Mahama said. If election is tomorrow, you say today.
Is that false information?
So that one that one is more dangerous. Because election is at the core of
It's not announcing tomorrow. You say when?
People say we are visiting today.
So, Dr. Fad, wish you all the best.
Wish you all the best. That's a good one.
Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of our current affairs desk here at the EIBNetwork. Austin Wood is a media practitioner. And Obimpina Austin, that's the handle on X. And
I'll be monitoring.
Somebody's boyfriend. I'll be managing editor of the custodian newspaper, and Elvis Jackson, managing editor for the news center. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. It's always a great one having you. We'll take a break, but when we come back, we'll be celebrating birthdays as well. Well, my director is becoming very recalcitrant. And I think we would have to call my director to order. But let's do birthdays now. Happy birthday to the friend who became a sister. I'm so grateful for all the memories, laughter, and love we share. May your day be as beautiful and special as you are. Love you always. And this is from Laudia. Tell you, happy birthday to you. To our beloved Papa, Prophet Joseph Kumsin Boni, a.k.a. Odifo Jashios of Christ Ambassadors Revival Mission in Ablekuma. We celebrate you today, a man of God who leads with grace, passion, and inspires us every day. Happy birthday, Papa. May the oil upon your head never run dry. May God fill your new year with renewed strength and countless blessings with love and appreciation. And it's from your members and loved ones to you. Of all I've ever done right, choosing you was the best. There aren't words enough for what you mean to me, so I'll say thank you. I love you, and happy birthday, my forever, my love. Happy birthday, Ebenezer Mensah, a.k.a. Soja, and it's from your lovely girlfriend, Mabna, in Soutum, wishing you the very best of the day. Soja, carry on, sir. Happy birthday, Daddy. Today I celebrate a great father and a faithful servant of God. May the Lord strengthen you, bless you with long life, good health, peace, and greater grace for his work. May your ministry continue to flourish, and may God's favor surround you always. Happy birthday, Reverend Daddy Stephen Nkrumah. May your latter days be greater than the former. And it's from your sons, Theophilus and Ngozi. Happy birthday to the most amazing lady, Winifred Nayele. Thank you for all the loves, the support, and the good energy you bring. May this new year bless you with joy, good health, and everything your heart wants. I'm so lucky to have you in my life. And this is from Sami to you, Nayele. Well, so that's all for the birthdays this morning. It's been a wonderful show. I believe that you've also had a great run with us throughout the week. God willing, we're back next week. But before we go, up next is Fly Friday. And the last Friday on the show, my colleague Kodjo, he sat with the deputy spokesperson or director of passports to help us understand the passport acquisition process and more. And so this week, he has a conversation on the national airlines government intends to make operational by the first quarter of next year. So enjoy Fly Friday.
I'm moving far away to a sunny place. I'm moving far away.
To come back to get a national carrier, Ghana has to revisit 2 unsuccessful tries. In this episode, we are going to talk about how the country moves forward without the mistakes of the past. Today, I have with me the managing editor of Aviation Ghana, Dr. Dominic Campbell, to discuss Ghana's potential national flag carrier. Thanks for joining us, Doc.
Most welcome.
To start, why is it important for Ghana to get a flag carrier?
Okay, so having an airline in itself is not because you want to have it for fun. And it's not because you want to have it because everybody is having it. The economic benefits of having a national airline is enormous. One, for instance, the aviation sector or the airline is what is going to drive your tourism and hospitality sectors. It's of no consequence that South African Airways, if it's going down, the government pumps money into it. Why? If South Africa Airways goes down, it will affect the tourism sector as well. Kenya Airways, more than 15 years. Every single time they have a challenge, government have to come in and then pump money into it to stabilize it because it is very instrumental for the tourism sector of that country. So where Ghana is now, geographically, I mean, we are positioned about 6-7 hours from all the top places in Europe, other ones where people can easily reach here. So based on your geographical positioning, your advantages that you have, if you have a national airline, a place or a destination that a commercial airline will ordinarily not fly to, the national airline can't do that because it wants to bring in tourists. So it's not just an end in itself, but a means to an end, growing your tourism, hospitality, and business travel sectors.
But here's the case, we've done it before. We've seen Ghana Airways, it didn't work. We went into Ghana International Airlines, it didn't work. What went wrong that we learned from?
Well, with Ghana Airways, there was a lot of, one, political interference. If you want to build a successful airline, the government can help establish it, but the government must stay out of the operations of the airline. We have examples on the continent that tells us that. Ethiopian Airlines, for instance, it's 100% government of Ethiopian owned.